Hi everybody, sorry about that. There seemed to be a few little issues with the last video, so I thought it perhaps better to stop and start it again. So I'm going to do a quick version. I'm going to take this one off. We know this is tile 113, so I'm just going to start it again, and we'll see where we sort of head up. Okay, so if you couldn't hear or you couldn't see all of the frame last time, sorry about that. Don't know what happened, but I just thought rather than carry on, let's take it from the beginning again. All right, everybody okay? We're all good. Tile 113. Okay. So we worked with some little dots. I'll say little dots, little bubbles. These are a little bit bigger than the last one, but that's okay. All right. Again, I'm not too worried about it not going in to the corner, as long as we've got a bit of a diagonal. There we are. And then we started at the top, and I'm going to work along and down. You know, I think it just about sums my week up, everyone. It's yeah, we're getting there. All right, there we go, from one to the other. All right, and then of course this last one here, it's sort of going to go that way, isn't it? Okay, so let's start sort of with one that we can see. It is tile 213, yes. Oh, sorry, did I say 113? Okay, so I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to create a kind of shape. Okay, let's do the same again. So I'm just sort of working around that bubble, but I'm going along into two of them. Oh, Karen, I know, tell me about it. Oh, okay. So of course here we're just going to have the back end of one, you see? All right, I'm going to turn it round. I'm going to do the same again. So you can see here, look, I'm going to work from here, and I'm going to take it over two. So I've got this lovely little shape in the middle. Same here. And then of course one there. And then you're going to get sort of a back end of one there. So let's just take that one in. Oh no, Karen, not to worry. I've started again, so it's all fine. Goodness me. Okay, next bit then. I'm going to just sort of take it to one side, and I'm just going to put in, let's go a bit bigger so you can see it. And there we go. We don't want to go back to 2020, do we really? I know, Glenys, maybe I should have stopped at 12. Maybe I should go bed a bit earlier and stop tangling till early hours. Okay. Of course, I could put another one in there, but I quite like a little bit of a different shape. We're getting there, aren't we? See, we always end up with a finished tile. So another one there. Again, I'm going to go just to my right, put a line up. Okay. Oh, Lindsay, you've missed all the fun and action. There we are. Okay, let's all chill out now. Let's calm down. Oh, okay. You know, we'll all. Sorry, Glenys. Didn't want to panic you. But I think we'll all look back on this time in particular, won't we? Maybe in a few months, and think, goodness me, what happened? All right, I'm just going to do a bit of an aura around this shape here. I'm going to keep it quite close. And then when I get to these little shapes, I'm just going to round them off a little bit. There we go. Sort of wandering around, and then back to the bottom there. Into the next one. So again, a little aura around the sides here. Now I am going to be adding a little bit of a quote into this at some point, so if you've got one in mind that you quite like, please feel free to have a think about that or include your own. It's just something that I'm just preparing you for. Okay, so I'm going to start sort of, doesn't matter which end really, I'm going to start here and work my way up bank. So again, I'm going to go a little bit larger. And I'm going to come in with a couple of lines, you see, like that. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a curve across it. And see how I've done this sort of shape, but I've slightly curved the line. I'm just going to fill that in. Okay. And then I'm going to aura this side and this side. And then I'm going to come up and up. Look at that. All right. A little bit of a line on there. So I'm going to do another. So bring the two lines together, slight curve, curve one side and the other. And then I'm going to aura those two lines. And then up and up. Okay. So I'm going to bring one out here too. I just want to change the direction a little bit of them. I don't want just a row of these going up bank. I want them to look like they're growing a little bit. See, and then up. I'll put that little line on. Okay, let's do another. All right, and along. A couple on there, and definitely then aura from that bottom up and then along, creating that little line. All right, so that's nice, isn't it? Okay, see where it's sort of going? I'm going to bring one out this way because again I don't want it to be uniform working its way up there. I want it to look a little bit more random, organic. There we go. You see? So let's take another one here. See, my sort of stem, if you want to call it a stem, isn't too short with these. It allows them to sort of move about a little bit. They've started growing that stem for a while, and then of course when that shape comes. Let's do another. Again, don't forget we want nice little curves here. And then the aura, and then up we go. Okay. And yeah, let's take one out here. Now you're going to look at your tile a little bit differently and see where it sort of leads and sort of what's going on with it. There we are. So that one's sort of sticking out a little bit randomly, but that's what we want. Alright, so same on this side and then up. I like the way how it's quite sort of triangular but not. It's a bit different, isn't it? So let's have a go at some on this side. So again, there's those two lines. Oh, Charlotte, cats and dogs. We have got a cat and a dog in the totem pole. Are you meaning more of a selection of cats and dogs? Sort of body parts? So they usually work. I know I've got a few ideas coming in, but I never want to just give you something to draw around, so it's always about getting the anatomy right, and then of course you need to know where the eyes go and where the nose go, and there's so many different breeds of cats and dogs, so it takes a little bit. And I know a lot of you have asked about gnomes, but I'm not sure about that because excuse me, there are so many different gnome things out there. I want to you know, sort of copy what's already been done. Maybe we should look at something a bit different. And sort of one here. Again, just putting that little curved line in. Glog. Just sort of, you see, I'm not trying to reproduce what's on the other side. I'm just bringing it in however I see it at the time. I'm not looking at that other side at all. I'm just sort of working my way around it. Again, I'm going to have to do one going this way. See how it goes underneath there? And then there. So you get used to doing this little curve quite quickly, don't you? It starts to just sort of roll off the pen. I hope it does anyway. Oh, hello from North Carolina. Goodness me. It's lovely to just connect with, you know, people in the UK. So when people that are a little bit further afield, or as you could do a ladybird from the bee stencil. If you think of the bee lying down, you've got the basic shapes. There are so many possibilities, aren't there? There are so many things that we can do. Oh, surely I didn't measure the border. If I sort of give you a bit of an idea. There we go. If I give you, I don't know, let's have a look at my pen lid, okay? Yeah. It just gives you a bit of an indication on how wide it is. There you go. See? It's about that. I don't think we particularly, we don't really measure when we're doing these. It's just slightly wider. But you can do whichever border you want. You can go a bit bigger or narrower if you want. I want to do some writing around the outside. So let's have a look at this and see where we're going. Alright, I'm going to bring one out here. There we go. Again, that curve those little bits inside as well. There's the aura. And then, of course, the little shapes there. Okay. I know, Jack, see, everybody's got so many different ideas, haven't they, and different sort of variations of what you'd like to do. And yeah, I'll try and get through some. All right, just going to put some little bits of faux stitching, I think, on these little shapes here. Just sort of on the inside around the line there. So again, just onto that one and round and to that one. Okay. Same with this one and this one. Okay, just gives it a little bit of dimension, doesn't it? You could do anything with these. You could just aura it, so you could aura both sides if you want. You could add a different tangle in there. But I'm going with that one for now. So next, we're going to come on in here and I'm going to bring in a bit of a wavy line. And then another one next to it, but I'm going to take it up to a point. And then just sort of add in these really sort of fine little extra stems there. See, at the moment they're all going the same way. Let's do the same with this one. And just going underneath there, of course. And then we're going to get a bit there. And if I just sort of make this a little bit bigger, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another few, but I'm going to go sort of to an angle, sort of underneath. There we go, each going to a point. So they sort of look as though they're working their way around and behind each other. Yeah. Oh, Vicky, yes, I have. It's going to be a little bit different because I'm actually demonstrating some, you know, the Brunswick pencils that I bring to wear, but I'm demonstrating them for the company that actually supplies me, honestly. So it just sort of means that I can show you a few different things in terms of like larger pencil sets, but I don't have to stock them because they are doing all of that, so that's quite nice. I do have something else planned for next week, but I can't quite share it just yet. As soon as I can, I will. Yeah, it's going to be slightly different, so it's going to be more focused on colouring rather than tangling. There's going to be a bit of tangling in there, of course, there always is. Right. Okay. You see, I'm just going to sort of bring in another one there. Now I'm going to stay inside that border today. I'm going to sort of restrict myself. Okay, so I want these sort of lines coming off here. Oh, Rose, that's lovely, thank you. I hope you can actually get it. I know some of you can't get the craft store. Yeah, we've had quite a week. We've got things to sort out still, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to sort of work in similar fashion down the side. It's starting to grow now, isn't it? It's a little bit different. Actually, this one I took a bit of inspiration from the quote I'm going to use. I don't know if he did say it, but this is where I found the quote, and it did say. I was actually reading a book. Yeah, I'm trying to read a little bit each night if I can. And the quote was at the start of the book. It was by Marcus Aurelius. So I thought, you know, it's Roman. So this sort of came about because, I don't know, it feels maybe the olive kind of approach in the middle. I know they're not really olives, but they're sort of stylized. And then these sort of bristly kind of leaves and things, they're sort of reminiscent of hot countries. And of course, Rome's, you know, what's hotter than England. But it just gave me that feeling of, yeah, you know. So that's where this sort of this theme came from today. Yeah. So we just sort of, you know, just enjoy working these sort of spiky say twigs, whatever you want to call them, or branches or leaves. Oh, don't worry about it. Colouring, we're going to spend the whole 2 hours showing you how to colour. So what do I have? I've got watercolour pencils, I've got regular pencils, I've got metallics, but they're not a set on their own metallics, they are a set within a set, so they're nice. Sadly, no pastels, they didn't have any. So. But yeah, I'll be doing some colouring. And then, of course, into this last little bit here. Just sort of add them in wherever you can. I'm not going to go too crazy at the top there. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so there's our first sort of little bits. It's just sort of one more tangle I want to really add in, and that's wherever you've got a bit of space. So just going to bring in little line, and then another one. Oh, can you tell Leslie Elf's been playing with the doorbell? That means if anybody's ordered anything through Create and Craft, Hermes has arrived to collect it. Okay. So I've done this little bubble here. Right. And then I'm just going to go around. You see? And then again, but a little bit smaller. And a little bit smaller and smaller each time. I was having a conversation actually with somebody in the week about the life of Brian, or you know, that kind of comedy in particular. There we go. Always look on the bright side of life. That's what we were talking about. All right, you see, just sort of doing these little dots there. And of course, I'm just going to bring up a little sort of flourish there. Do you know, I don't know what number it is, the craft store. I don't honestly know. I must admit, I've got one of these remotes that I can just sort of say it in and it comes up, so I don't really take note of the numbers. I'm sure somebody will help you though. Or if not, you could have a look on their website and it'll tell you what it is. Oh, there we go, look. 85. All right, still a couple of those over here. All right, I'm going to go a bit taller, look. Little bobble around the top, fill in the sides, and then around we go, and then of course each one after the next. It's nice, that one. Let's do another one. So I'm just sort of working my way underneath each one there, and then around. There we are, see, it's bits in there. And then along and into those little sort of stacks. Let's have a look. Maybe a little there. I'm going to get one in there. Yeah, put one in there as well. Okay, let's have a look at that then. All right, so that's sort of our little tile there. That's adding a couple of these little bubbles, yeah, just a few in places. There we go. Okay, so next thing I'm going to put my little bubble there, being that I've gone over, that's fine. Put my little quote in, and yeah, I saw this in a book and I thought it was really a really nice one to do. So really thought-provoking actually. I'm just going to come in sort of capitals, and I'm not going to worry if it's I'm going to worry about, you know, filling the space or anything like that. It's not a problem. There we go. So if it's not on the capitals, and I see when I'm doing capitals, trying to keep them straight, I have it right in front of me, so I'm literally, you know, it's vertical compared to where everything is here. Okay, so if it's not right, okay, very sort of something a leader would say maybe. Okay, then I'm going to turn it round. They are not. Said it was thought-provoking. Do it. It's one of those really sort of, he sat there and think, how did he think this one up? All right, and then little harrow after that. And again, if it's, look at that, fit that on there, look. Not. through. Now you could do this in any font. I say you could use your own version if you want, your own little verse. It's entirely up to you. But I just think it just fitted with the tangle and it fitted with the tile, so. Do not, there we go, say it. There we go, and then of course we have to put down who said it. So I'm going to do this a little bit smaller. And it was Marcus. Now luckily I've got the second name written down, so I don't want to sort of spell it wrong after I'm quoting somebody. It's A or Euralius. And then E, there we go. Leos. And again, I put a little hyphen there so it goes around. Okay. So there you go. If it's not right, do not do it. If it's not true, do not say it. Thought that was really nice. So there we go. Into pencil. Okay. So I'm going to start in the middle there, and I'm going to add some just sort of to either side of that bubble there, and then just a little bit in the point. You see, just either side of the bubble, and then just a little bit in those points. Okay, and then see the points either side the bubbles, and then just in the points, and then either side the bubbles, and then in the points. Okay, and then I'm going to do some pencil around the aura that we did there. Again, don't worry too much about this being completely perfect. It's just about adding in that little bit of shade there. It's just going to make this hopefully stand out a little bit. It's going to be a little bit more up front compared to the rest of it. Okay, so just a little bit on these little shapes here, just sort of on one side. It doesn't matter if you swap sides or you do something a bit different, it's entirely fine. And of course, same on the other. You just got to hunt for them now, because they've all sort of started to disappear in that background. And then looking at either side of these little shapes, see, sort of there, and then there's a couple there, just a little bit on either side. Okay, now you've got a choice. You can either shade on the inside of the line, or you can shade on the outside of the line. So it's entirely up to you. My sample that I've done, I have shaded on the inside. So for this one, if I shade on the outside, you'll be able to see the difference.
Sorry, tea's late. Hermes arrived.
We heard.
I knew you had. I thought you might. John suddenly said, "Oh, the bell's on upstairs."
Oh, that's okay. It woke us up just for a little. All right, in with that tortillon then. Let's have a look. So I'm going to just sort of soften around these areas first. See, just sort of bringing in a little bit of shadow. I mean, I could even come in and just add a little bit on the bubble there. Or I could fill it in with black and add a white highlight. It's kind of a nice idea. I might do that actually. There we go. Oh, actually, I could use, have I got? Yeah, I've got my brush here. Let's just do a quick brush in with those. There we go. Look how different that looks now. That's it. That's settled. Okay. And then, see, just working it round. So just sort of soften it up, one end and the other. Just adding that little bit. See how it sort of leaves that highlight in the middle there? That's what we want to do. and then soften. I'm going to work around in sort of swirls for this bit here. I know we've got those little shapes underneath. We'll come and sort them out in a minute. Let's get that done first. Okay. Just sort of soften it off. You see, just sort of feather it out kind of thing. And then any of these that we can still see, just sort of ease on a little bit of shading. Add a touch in each of those as well. Plenty of graphite on to do that with. And then of course just either side of those. So if I now turn the tile round, and again I'm just going to soften these lines here. See, just a nice even pressure. Just working in swirls. Okay. And then just sort of touching those little edges there. There we are. Again, just a little bit either side of those. Let's have a look at this. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. I think before I actually do the shading around the outside, I'm just going to come back in with my 01 pen. And I'm just going to redraw that aura in. You know, just sort of follow it round. There we go. And just continue it. You stop and start where you need to. Don't try and do it all in one go. There we go. Just sort of highlight a little bit. And then the same in this one here. And again, just sort of follow it round. There's no rush about it. You can do it in little bits. Of course, if you miss a bit, it doesn't matter. There we go. And then let's just do the shading around the outside. So again, because it's quite straight, you can do a straight sort of across. Or you can do what I did before. Now you see by swirling it this way, it sort of travels a bit further. So it depends on what kind of finish you want. And of course, if you've done your shading on the inside, then you'll be doing this inside. But so the choice for that is entirely yours. Whatever you wanted to do with that. See, I'm just going to soften it off. Same on this one. Sort of wander it round there and then along. Okay. Now I did sort of talk about book 7, which is on its part written. It's getting there. So if you have a tile that's between 101 and 120, 124, let's say, if you want to take as best a photo as you can, it's got to be a plan view, you know, like this, completely flat, with a white background would be good, unless you wanted to put it on your tangle board, but then no, probably a white one's better. And send it to Sandra at sandrarushton.co.uk. But please, in the subject, if you would write book 7, then that means that if I do a search then for anything that's come in with regards to book 7, I'll find it, because getting through my emails sometimes is a little bit time consuming. So if you do that, that would be really appreciative. And I think you need to get that in for me by next Friday. That would be great. Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna, where am I gonna put my signature? I think I'm gonna sort of put it here. I'm gonna do it quite small today. So yeah, it's tangling and adding the odd sort of words or quote in now and again. I think that's quite a powerful statement, and it's just nice to include it. I'm just going to come in. I don't have my white gel pen with me, but that's okay. It's I've got it, but it's the other end of the room. So I'm just going to come in and just touch it with a little bit of white pencil. You see, just adding a little highlight on each of those dots. There we go, let's have a look. Sam, not 100% sure yet, but as I say, if I go from, you're going from 101 to, let's say, 125. And I've said that, so it's got to be, hasn't it? 101 to 125. I'm just going to write that down. 101 to 125. Yeah, so any that you like. Okay. So, yeah, honestly, you don't have to put that sentiment on. You can put one of your own, or you can leave it completely plain if you prefer. This one, I've done the same thing, but as I say, I've shaded it on the inside. What I haven't done, I haven't gone round it with a pen. So let's just do that quickly, and you can see the difference then. And I've done it the same. And of course, I've just used a couple of those lovely fine liner pens that I took on the Create and Craft. Is it this week? Goodness me. I'll just use the fine liners just to give it a little bit of a hint of colour. So you see there, look, just a hint. Just use a pink and a green. So whichever way you want to do it, let's turn it so it's similar. However you want to form it, there we go. You've got a choice. Add a little bit of colour, keep it monochrome, take the quote off, put your own on, whatever you want to do. That'd make a lovely border, wouldn't it? So yeah, have a bit of fun with that, and I'm hoping to give you a little bit more information next week. So all being well, I'm sure we'll be fine. It might be that I've got to change the time of our tile on Wednesday, but I'll post that and I'll let you all know. So in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, enjoy it, and I will see you then. All right, you take care, everybody. Bye.